So like to create eye, so what I prefer is initially I just simply duplicate the sphere, duplicate, side view, resize it, place it halfway. So this is your basically that eyeball part.
Mhm.
Okay. One second. Oh, I forgot to convert it to Polymesh 3D. Oh, my mistake. So duplicate, place the eyeball. You can, if you want, you can do it later also. That's totally fine. Initially, start with BCB clay buildup. Create the like eye socket, that hole, that eye cavity, which is very important. Doesn't matter. It's not perfect. It's like that cavity should be there. Then switch on your
Mhm.
eyeball. Then based on this, now because I no matter what, your eyeball cannot be any. It should be circle, sphere only. Then
Yeah.
keeping that in your mind, this is your land. This is your shape.
Mhm.
Construct your first eyelid. So okay, today I'll show you one more technique to create. If you're like having okay, that will be easy. One second. Okay. So control Z. So let's see. So you have this is your base. The base for this your head. Then you have your eyeball. Now you want to create your eyelids and all. So there's one more technique you can follow. Let's duplicate this eyeball. Duplicate. Scale it up slightly. Then Q. Oh sorry, that keyboard thing is got to switch on. Control. I'll take rectangular selection and create this mask in the center. Then
Okay.
Control W. So what will happens? Now we have two different polygroups with three different sections. So what I can do, I go to split, group split, and this section I can delete. So I got this section. So this will act as my eyelid,
Mhm.
and then I'll split this into parts. So now I have two different parts, two separate parts. So, but there's no thickness. So I'll go to geometry, edge loop, and there's a option thickness. Should generate a panel loop. Click on panel loop. It will create
Okay.
the thickness. So now I got double-sided this thick geometry. Move it inside and rotate and place. reduce the size slightly. So now you have eyeball and two eyelids, all separate geometry, right? Like this also you can create it. This eyeball part, keep it separate. Shift, click on this option, this button. It will move this particular subtool to up, top, and keep it separate. Now, I'll combine all three of these. Merge down, merge down. All three are combined together. Now go to geometry. Then switch off edge loop. Go to Dynamesh and Dynamesh module. So it will create combine all three parts together. Now you have a solid geometry to work on. Shift F, B, C, B. Now you have the basic curvature of the eyelid and aligning with the eyeball. And then now you can just go ahead and create the part. Like if you find it difficult, the other process difficult, you can use this technique and add all those volumes required. And solo. Now I can just simply create that hole. So you just add all those volumes with clay buildup, smooth few of the parts, damn standard. Define, move brush, give it a more nice proper shape. Only thing you have to keep in mind that eyeball should not intersect. So basic shape is ready. Then you have your like forehead and this eyebrow area. So you can see it becomes quite easy to create this because it's sphere. So rest all the parts you have to just pull, push, and like with this, like
Okay,
forehead,
sir.
this part, then
Mm-hmm.
your cheekbone and all this part. You can pull, push, and align it properly. So you get the basic structure very easily and quickly. Just follow the muscle flow and create all this area. Done. So like then we can just go ahead and modify things like like eyes can have different shape and size and different types. So based on that you can modify it. So basic structure is ready. So you can just go ahead and create things.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, let's go back to our shark. And I'll switch on my reference. Okay, one thing I just noticed in my reference, this thickness is visible. So what I'll do, move brush, reduce the brush size, and move it outside. Previously, I was trying to cover that area. Now I just notice like that area is visible, the thickness is visible. Move brush, it up. Now you can see that thickness, and Control D. Oh, it's already subdivided, so let's move up. I can see the thickness, and from side I can see it's not even. Shift D, move down. Similarly from back side, check it. Okay, once you're done with this and your like basic shape and everything is fine, and there are like few, I can see there's few artifacts here and there. It's not that clean the way it should be. So what I'll do to make it clean quickly, there's an option under geometry. You can see there's an option called clay polish. If I zoom out and click on this, it will apply clay polish on my model. It basically smooth out all the edges, see, and make all the corners sharp. If you can, it's visible or not. See, you can see mesh become little bit more. You can see this shape become little bit more polished and smooth. Or you can just simply go to this thing, deformation, polish by feature, press 1, and it will smooth out your entire model, or polish. It basically polishes your entire model, then smooth it out nicely. So basic structure wise, why this surface is ready. Now, first thing first, what I'll do is I'll just simply apply this eye texture, so it will look nice and clean. That's what I like usually prefer. So to create this, this is my eye. Select your eye, and then because I want to poly paint my eye now, so what I'll do is there are multiple ways to do it. You can just simply go ahead, pick the color that more towards a little bit orangish, dark orange, isolate your eye, color, fill object. This eye is filled with this color. Then I can spray. It's auto saving. Scan with brush. Poly paint, I guess you guys know already. This color spray, and with this even darker color, reduce the brush size. I'm going to spray the color because corners are a little bit darker. My mistake. Switch off this RGB only, and for a material I'm going to use a material named toy plastic, this one, and select this material only, brush, normal brush, solo, paint the material on the surface, or you can fill also. Now if you change it, it won't change. This material use. So now you can see it's quite glossy and shiny. Control D one or two times, make it really smooth. You see it's really shiny, and you got that specular dark color. Now switch off M, RGB only, spray, reduce the brush size. Then start spraying the color. If you want, you can reduce the brush size and paint even sharper dots. And take 100% black, freehand.
Sir, if we want to erase that paint, what we can do?
I guess erase option is not there.
So unto is only okay.
So okay, if you want to erase and that's not there, so it's fine. You find it very difficult, so it makes things a bit complicated, right? So
Yeah.
there's one more technique to do it. So like this we can paint, but this is not very realistic. It's manually painted. So what I can do, let me search for a eye. Just give me a second. I'll just search for eye texture. I'll just simply search for eye texture. I guess I'll find something like this very easily. Just let me check. Okay, I'll use a any basic texture. Reptile, reptile eye, something like this. Okay, this is I can just simply use any of the. It's yellowish. This is like looks like evil eye. So which one to use? Okay, pick any of the this texture, any of this like this is copy this. Then suppose you want to paint this eye. So what you can do, isolate this, or you can keep it also. That's doesn't make any difference. Position it correctly, so we can paint it directly into Photoshop also. So what you have to do is document. There is an option Z app link, Zap link. Click on this. It will ask like a drop and drop now projection, and it will open your Photoshop directly. You need to have a Photoshop installed. You cannot use portable version or some other version of Photoshop. You have to have need to have a proper installed version of Photoshop. Then only it will recognize Photoshop and open it. So you can see it simply opens. No. It opens the image. Whatever your document size, based on that, it opens the image with three layers. One is your base flat layer, one is your this model layer, and one is your shaded layer. So what we have to create do it is here is layer one. We have to paint our character on this whatever we want to paint on this layer only. So I'll just control V. I copied the eye. Suppose I just have this. I can align it nicely with this. And Photoshop I can do it very easily. Or if I want, I can just simply use our actual file also. This I can just tweak it in Photoshop very easily. It just you can see just a yellow color with noise and this subcavity. Control T, align it, size. Should I do it like this? Why am I doing this? I can just simply create this in Photoshop. So a new layer. With the color. Fill, filter, noise, add noise, increase the amount of noise, got noise, then you have the selection already there. Or you can just simply like paint some darker tone. Like paint, whatever you want to paint, you just paint that thing on that surface. So switch off this and check, multiply. And suppose you want to make it a little bit even darker, you can do that to enhance the corners, like make it look even more rounded. Merge it and then use the center. D. Again, I'm looking for these this brush. So the basic thing is ready, and then whenever you are ready with your texture, just merge it with this layer, keep it on, merge it with this layer on, control E, and preserve. Never apply, always you have to preserve it. Preserve, then control S, save this file, go back to ZBrush. It will ask re-enter ZBrush, re-enter. It will project that same texture exactly on that surface. Done. It project everything based on your resolution of the mesh. So you
So
can
what
see
it do by doing preserve?
it basically projects, like instead of like manually painting, because for painting Photoshop is way better, right? You have
Mm,
more control, so you
yeah.
can directly paint everything in Photoshop and it projects everything on that. It's polypaint, like it's basically converting that painting of Photoshop into a polypaint and projecting on your surface.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you like way more detailed texture, because this much detail if I going to paint, it will take a lot of time in ZBrush. But I can do it in Photoshop really quickly and get better result.
Yeah.
So Like, because see, like, is like the moment I added my this like eyeball, my shark has started to look like it's alive. It's alive. Otherwise, it looks like really. This is something what I prefer. So you can see one eye is missing. So what I can do, split into parts. Oh, what happened? Still the same. Split to parts. Okay, now split it. I'll just delete that one and select my this eye, Z plug, subtool master, mirror, and mirror it. So now I just mirrored the eye. So create one eye, mirror the other one. Okay. Now in my reference, if I zoom out, you can see the surface is not 100% smooth or plain. It's little bit like bumpy. You can see slight bumps here and there. So how to create that? And there are few things I can see. This fin, this fin, this fin, this fin. All one, two, three, four. These fins looks like they are attached to the body. This one looks a little bit separated. So either I can dynamation and combine them, or I can keep it separate. So if a dynamation combine them, that is also fine. If is it the final file? This part I need to smooth it out. Okay, let it be. So that for that generating that noise, we can go to surface and there's a noise. Click on noise. Oh sorry, eyes are selected. Cancel. Select the body, noise. It will show you the body. Zoom in and then scale your noise. Strength you can reduce or increase. So this is something like totally up to you how you want it. So you can increase, decrease, create this like really. So usually when I create this, I try to create it little bit stronger than I need, because when you're going to apply it, it will become a little bit softer. So create this bumpiness and press OK. So instantly you get this noise throughout the body. But this is not still not the not part of your model. This is still just a display thing. It's only showing you on display. This is not part of your model. If you export this model, it won't be there. So to get this, you have to apply to mesh. You have to click on this. But before that, what I prefer when I create surface detail, there's so much noise going on outside. To like create that thing, whenever I create those detail, I try to keep everything separate. Like Photoshop, you have layers, right? Similarly, in ZBrush, you have layers. So you can paint, or you can just like add all those sculpting detail on separate layers, so that you have better control over that, and you can really always go back, increase, decrease, and modify those layers. So what I'll do before applying my this noise, I haven't applied it yet. So on my mesh, you can see, you can go to surface, you can see that apply mesh is still on. So go to layers, click add a noise. So you can just rename it, name noise, and one is basically strength. Full strength is one, and then make sure it's in recording mode, REC recording mode. Then go to your surface and apply to mesh. So you see, the moment you applied, it becomes slightly softer. And what happens with this noise layer? Switch off this, click on the surface, it will switch to normal mode. You can click the eye. It basically works as a layer, like overlay layer in Photoshop you use, same like it just applies in a separate layer altogether. But this layer records everything. You see, noise subdivision 3, polypaint is empty because we haven't polypainted anything. Shape is empty, target mask is empty. Target mask is basically not empty, but like that entire shape is target, and the shape is empty basically means we haven't sculpted anything on that layer. There's nothing sculpting. The noise is only applied. Then we have paint. There's no poly paint on that layer, so you can paint all the four things on one single layer directly. So as of now, we are pretty happy with this. This is like we are done with, like ready. So same noise I need to apply on all the fins as well. So for that I'll go select my fin. These two, like all the fins, I'll just merge them, merge down, merged, shift F and check. They are really low poly, right? They're really low poly. So first thing first, what I'll do, I'll just Z-remesh them so that I can clean, because you can see this one looks clean, but this one is not clean. So and target poly count, I'll keep it a little bit higher to the higher end, 20. Adapt, you can switch it on or you can switch it off. So everything is single polygon because I haven't locked my keep groups. So all are single poly group, but everything is nicely distributed polygons throughout, evened out. This is something nice. Now I'll go to surface and apply noise. Zoom in. So, you should, like whenever you create something like this, you should like remember the amount of noise you have applied or scale or anything. Those things you can note down the because I haven't noted that, so I'll just do it randomly. Uh, Add the noise, strength, and all these things you can like create. Then I haven't applied. I'll go to layers because this is separate separate subtool. So layers will be layer stack will be separate for this. Like each and every this thing subtool have a separate section for layers. Like this all together separate from this body. Create one more new layer. Then go to surface and apply to mesh. So if you apply to mesh,
Sir, you didn't press record in
what?
your in layers. You didn't press that record thing, right?
No, it's like by default, whenever you just create a new layer, it's on recording.
Okay.
If you like, because previously what I did, I just changed the name. So if you do anything with the layer, it switched to from recording to normal active your layer. So you have to
Okay.
make sure just cross check it's active this thing. It's recording mode. So I'll undoing this. Reason being, there's no not enough polygons. There's not enough polygons. Control D twice. Then I'll switch to recording once again. Delete. I'll just create. Uh, Switch to higher. Sorry, it was higher only now. Okay. So go to layer, create a brand new layer, and now you can just simply apply this one to your mesh. So now it will apply to your mesh, and it's part of this layer. Click on this part, name it noise, and you see it will control this noise, and you can use a slider to reduce the noise, or maybe you can make it to -1, invert the noise, you can do that as well. So you got the basics of detail. Okay. Measures deformation layer. So why is the switching back to this layer? Oh, it's selected already. paint, the color doesn't change. Oh, that poly paint was on, that's why. Okay, so I can switch off this poly paint now. That is something we can paint later. So now this layer, we have added all this noise to our entire body. Everything is done. But you can see there are a few cuts here and there, some random cuts. So these cuts will create in a separate layer, and you can see there's some volume, like some shape difference. So I'll just add these things in a separate layer, all together separate layer. So I'll keep it on. Go to layer. See, this layer is active, should be active. Create one, or I can just simply switch it off. Create one more layer. Like, if I want, I can switch it on or switch it off. That's totally up to me. Keep it on only. Yeah, recording. So like, but because I'm going to create all these cuts, so I might be using all this smooth brush. So if I smooth it on this layer, it will smooth out this noise also. So what I'll do, I'll switch off my noise, this noise. So my entire surface will be flat, so it won't affect that noise. So keep recording, and BDS damn standard, and let's start with our scratches and all. It's too prominent. Reduce the strength, or you can just like keep it prominent. Doesn't matter, because we have this layer. With that layer, we can this open symmetry. I'll switch off symmetry, but otherwise it look really odd. Let me check some other reference. Okay, this side I have a cut somewhere here. So you can add few cuts here and there. So that's fine. And then this shape, this tail, you can see there are two bumps. This thing will create. I'll use for this standard brush, isolate, and in subtract mode, switch on your symmetry once again. Very bad. I'll just smooth it out, make it soft. Just to till I got come out of solo and stop recording, and then switch on your noise. So you can see, so noise is all together in a separate layer, and all these cuts in a separate layer. So you got this detail, this cuts and everything. I'll save my file. See. So layer is very powerful if you use it wisely and with planning. You can do amazing stuff with no time, and you have a better control over your entire model. Okay, now this is for the body we created. So I'll move back to this our fins, and on fin I can see like I have noise, and there are like few cuts here and there. So I'll do the exact same thing what I did on the body. I'll create, and first we'll switch on the noise, create a new layer, BDS, damn standard. There's a cut on this fin, switch of X. Asymmetry, like once you create the model in symmetry, then you can break the symmetry, keep it, make things asymmetric. It will look nice and give you like a even better appearance. This thing is okay, done. One cut here, this thing. Anything else is let me cross check. Nothing else. Done. Recording is done. Switch it off. Now switch on. And if you check, it's part of the surface. See. Okay, this is only. Yes. So now you see, like the moment you add this eye, it looks started looking nice, and this thing, this entire body got this noise and everything, and rest is our body, all this poly paint. We have to paint all these things, and then we can use it. Do you guys have a key shot?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, you have. Okay, then Maya is not part of this thing. So okay, because otherwise we could have just simply export the entire thing and render it out in Keyshot also. We can do it in like ZBrush also. That is totally fine. So okay, that's totally fine. I was about to go, about to do something. We're almost like time is almost over. So I can see this fin is almost smooth, and my fin is this little bit angular, and plus this is like almost straight. This is a little bit more like curved. So what I'll do now, I can create a new layer, and top of that I can create the shape deformation as well. So I'll plus again a new layer. So basically, in now once you create layer, try to keep the layer is something. Once you are about to finish your model, everything is ready. Few tweaks are like remaining. That time only you're supposed to use layer and keep everything separate layer, and you can control everything in a better way. BMV, either you can use BMV or you can use snake hook. It's totally up to you. I prefer both of them. Like whenever I feel like snake hook gives you more sharper, like move shape deformation. This uh, move it outside. So this shape deformation. Whatever I'm doing right now, it's stored in this layer. It's not part of your model. Like it's part of a model, but it's not like when you're going to bake it, you have to bake all the layers on your model, then you have to bake it. Okay. Release this curviness and this section from this section also. So, and now stop recording. Control S, save a project. I'm saving project so that I can have the entire history, and later I can go and record the entire undo history as a video. So now you can see the whatever I have just changed it. If I switch on this eye, you can see that shape transition. It is stored in this layer. So like this, we can go and create all this deformation and all these things in a separate layer and create
Aya,
things. What I am. Hmm. So you can create this thing very easily and try doing this and add all the details, like fine details in separate layers, so you'll have better control, because for character we're going to use this, like, because we will be having your skin detail and wrinkles, all any information we have on the character, we'll be using this. So try this thing out. This is something very simple and basic. We can do a lot more than this. So try this thing out. Then tomorrow we'll start poly painting this entire thing and try to finish. Like we planning is we should be able to finish this thing within this week, so that in next week we can start off with our character, main actual character. And let me check the attendance once.
So can you share the reference?
Reference, it's server I have updated, right? In
Sir,
GA194.
I don't have access to it, I think, sir.
Oh yes, I haven't added you in this. Okay, I'll give you access to that after
Oh,
this class. So you can just
oh,
simply download that. There's a 360 video and 2 3 screenshots. You can use that and create this thing very easily.
okay, sir.
Okay. Then I'll see you guys tomorrow and practice this and submit and practice, submit, because there's no other way to do it. Every, like whatever I'm showing, practice it. Without practice, you won't be able to deliver it. So practice it and submit. No matter what you are creating, submit that. Then only I'll understand what is your problem or what kind of issues you're facing. Then based on that, I can explain things. Okay, if you want me to go a bit slow, I can go a bit slow, but like you have to practice and submit. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same
Thank
time.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.